This is the Charlie James Show.
Now we're talking.
News Talk 98.9.
WORD.
The voice of the Carolinas.
Well, we got ReOrg coming up. And I've had a lot of people over on the text line, they'll send me texts, they'll say, Charlie, what is ReOrg? I've never even heard of it. And that's kind of a shame because it really is a big deal. It is the literal reorganizing of your district and your county parties. And it's a very big deal. People are always asking, Charlie, how do I get involved in politics? Well, I think ReOrg is a great way to start. Joining us right now is Yvonne Julian. She is the chairperson of the Greenville County GOP. Yvonne, welcome to the program. How are you?
Well, I'm great, Charlie, and thank you so much. That was a fabulous introduction and description of what ReOrg is. So thank you for having me on, for saying that. And before I get into my Ted Nugent mode, okay, I want to thank the leaders, the America First MAGA leaders of the Greenville County Republican Party, and our volunteers who are working so hard to make this Saturday a great experience for the kind of people that you're recruiting who don't know what ReOrg is. So thank you very much. We're in final countdown mode.
Right.
If people need more information, ReOrg is obviously a meeting that is going to happen this Saturday.
Yep.
Starting at 10 o'clock at various locations across our county. If you don't know what your precinct meeting location is, please call our office at 864-243-8528, and we will help you with that and anything else that you need.
And you can also text the word precinct to 800-9050-989.
That's right. Thank you for reminding.
And we'll send folks that phone number. So let's describe what's going to go on Saturday, starting at 10 o'clock. What's going to happen?
Okay, so a ReOrg meeting is really like an election. It's really what one of our leaders, Jeff Davis, calls it the secret election. Mm-hmm. So it's an election where you pick the leaders for your precinct. And so that's what happens. It's actually a formal business meeting. We open the same way we do at our monthly GOP business meetings or bi-monthly ones, where there's a prayer, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the Republican creed is read. There's a credentialing process, which is the process of making sure that you're at the right meeting, that you live in the precinct that you're saying you're in, and then you proceed to elections. And so people can nominate people. There may be slates for you to vote on, but it is an election where you are electing your precinct leadership. And the job of that leadership is to represent you, the members of the precinct, at our business meetings. It's not to represent themselves, but to represent you. And we are a MAGA, America First precinct, county party rather, and we want our precincts to be the same way, the leadership there. President Trump has endorsed the Precinct Project, which is really the act of getting involved at this level, getting involved in ReOrg. He endorsed that from the time that Dan Schultz introduced it. And he says it is the way that we fight at the local level.
So the precincts are getting together, various locations, and you can find that out with a phone call. So folks are going to be nominated to be representatives, precinct representatives.
That's right.
Okay.
So you have.
So
that's right.
Will they be giving speeches? Will be you guys should vote for me because, or you should vote for this person because?
Right. Well, they will not long nominating speeches,
right,
but you certainly, as a voter, you have the right to ask questions. If the people have done their jobs, they should have been working in the precinct all along.
Yeah.
And people have already passed out information about those that are running. So that process has been going on because we want people, when they get to the meeting, to be reasonably prepared. But if you're not, you can always ask questions because you're going to be electing an executive committeeman, which is the person that votes for your precinct at our business meetings, a precinct president, who's the person that organizes ReOrg, as well as other offices such as a treasurer, vice president, and secretary. So it depends on how many people show up, but that's going to be the job of all the ReOrg participants, as well as delegates to the county convention, which is where we elect the county leadership.
Okay, well let's wait. We're going to get to county in just a second. But I just want to remind people that when you go to ReOrg, just because it might be your first ReOrg and just because you might have some questions, that does not make your voice any less valuable at ReOrg, right?
Amen. That's exactly right. Amen. You can always call point of order, raise your hand, make sure you're comfortable and understand the process, because it's our job to make sure you do.
Absolutely. So then all of those ECs, all of those the people that are elected at their precincts, now they're going to go to the county convention, right?
That's correct.
And
That's
when
exactly all of the delegates?
All the delegates. When's the county convention going to be?
Well, so the county convention is going to be Monday, April 14th at the TD Center.
Right. Okay. So they will go there, and then they will vote for the executive committee of the county, including the chairman.
No, yes, right. They will vote for 3 roles. They will vote for the chairman role. They will vote for the state executive committeeman, who is the person that represents our county in Columbia, because Columbia has a similar executive committee.
Right.
But it's a person for each county. So they will vote for that person and also for the vice chair. So they will vote for those 3 roles. And then once they go to Columbia for the state convention, now we're going to be looking at electing the GOP chairman for South Carolina, right? That's exactly right. Okay. Yes, exactly right. So, we will be looking at electing that. And then I should also mention that that role is not just the chairman, but they also are involved in the process that sends people to the RNC, because ultimately this process rolls up to the RNC, Charlie. Right. Yeah, it exactly does. So how many folks are you guys are talking with Yvonne Julian, chair of the Greenville County GOP? How many people are you guys expecting? Do you know how many people are going to show up for ReOrg starting on Saturday? Well, I can tell you what we're thinking. We had, in the last ReOrg, we had 1,400 people roughly show up, which was a really good turnout. Because of the growth in the turnout for our recent election, we actually are allotted up to 2,300 delegates. 2,332 is the exact number of delegates, and an equal number of alternates. Now, that's a huge number. We don't expect quite that many, but the state gave us 2,000 forms because the state party supplies the forms for this process. Mm-hmm. And they gave us 2,000 forms. We're thinking we may get close to that, and we may actually run out. So that's where we're looking. So anywhere between 1,400 and 2,000 is a win. 2,000 is a 60% increase. So if we do that, we will be very happy. So somebody wanted to know about some sort of a vetting process to make sure that this room is filled with Republicans. What do you say about that? Well, that's again the role of the people who are currently the precinct leaders. And so that's part of your job, to know the people that are coming to the precinct. There is not, as opposed to like an election where you actually sign a pledge. If you're running for certain offices, you actually have to sign a party pledge. We don't do that at ReOrg. But again, that's the role of precinct leaders, to kind of understand who the people are. And really, the ultimate vetting is that the people, and if someone that you do not think is supportive of President Trump, supportive of the Republican platform, they're not a constitutional conservative, that's not the kind of person you want to vote for in a leadership role in your precinct, I would think. Yep, you're exactly right. So ReOrg Greenville County is Saturday, March 1st, 10 a.m., right? That's exactly right, 10 a.m. And if you don't make that date, we have Make Up ReOrg, which is March the 8th, a week from that Saturday. All right. That sounds good. Okay. Yvonne Julian, chair of the Greenville County GOP. Always a pleasure. We'll talk soon. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. We appreciate your help, Charlie. You guys get out there and get involved in ReOrg. We'll be right back. It's the Charlie James Show. News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.